Item number 10, conduct of business. We have 3 items this evening. A is adopt a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a construction contract for the Crestmoor Glenview Neighborhood Reconstruction Utility Sanitary Sewer Lateral Replacement Project with JMB Construction, Inc. in the amount of $1,216,180 and approving a construction budget of $1,816,376. Harry? Push the button there, Harry.
Oh, sorry about that.
Introduce yourself again. Start all over.
Yeah, apologize. I'm Harry Burrows, and I'm the city's project manager for the Crestmoor Reconstruction neighborhood. So tonight before you is the award of a construction contract to J&B Construction for the sewer lateral project, upper sewer laterals within the neighborhood. Also wanted to provide an update to City Council tonight on the overall status of the sewer lateral program as well. And I'm going to apologize in advance as some of the numbers that I'll be presenting here tonight are slightly different than what is in your staff report. This is a fluid project. We're constantly seeking new information from the residents as far as trying to get their intention of whether they're going to do the work, the replacement work themselves, or have the city do it. So we're updating that information fairly constantly. What I wanted to do was start out and just give an overview as a reminder of the sanitary sewer program itself, and that's what's shown here on the board. The program was authorized by the City Council on October 22nd of 2013, and it laid out 3 different options for homeowners. They could either replace the upper lateral on their own and seek reimbursement from the city, providing the detail that was specified in the program. The owners could elect for the city to replace the upper laterals as a city project, which is the item before you tonight, or the owners could elect to not participate in the lateral program at all. I think it's important to also remind ourselves of what the eligibility requirements were for the reimbursement program. And essentially all owners within the neighborhood were or are eligible for the reimbursement with 2 exceptions, and that is owners who replaced their upper laterals prior to September 9 of 2010, and then owners whose homes were completely rebuilt after the fire from September 9, 2010. And the reason for that second exception is the assumption that I believe was discussed here by the City Council was that the cost for the replacement of those homes who burned down their upper laterals was included as part of their reconstruction costs, their settlement with the insurance company and or PG&E. So over the course of the last 12+ months, staff has performed significant outreach to the neighborhood regarding the program. At least 2 mailers have been sent to property owners. At least 1 mailer was hand-delivered to owners who we had not received responses from. In several instances or multiple instances, 2nd and 3rd hand-delivered notices have been placed on those homes. In addition, we have put notices on the website. The website includes email blasts to about 190 interested parties, most of whom are residents of the neighborhood, regarding the program. And we've had additionally one-on-one meetings with a lot of folks to discuss what the lateral replacement means specifically for their project up in the neighborhood. As a result of that, we identified at the time 163 private laterals to be replaced as a city project. There were 163 homeowners indicated that they wanted the city to perform this work. So we proceeded, put together a fairly extensive bid package. The bid package included details of each individual home and what the existing utilities were, where the laterals were, where the cleanouts were. It's a very extensive bid package. Included in that is actually each property owner will get this form that they will sign off on prior to the work, agreeing that this is the work that will be performed in terms of the surface restoration, what will have to be damaged or replaced on their property. And then at the end of the construction, they will also sign the form agreeing that the work has been done to their satisfaction. So that bid package was put together throughout the late summer and early fall, was put out to bid in November, and bids were opened in December, early December. In the staff report, there's some additional detail. The city determined that the lowest responsive bidder was JMB Construction. There was actually another bid that was submitted that was lower. However, upon review of that bid, it was incomplete, and so the city deemed that bid non-responsive. Since the preparation of the bid package and the bid opening, we have received an additional interest from additional 40 residents, property owners, who have indicated their desire to have the city perform the work. So I think taking a look at the overall status of the lateral program is important. And again, these are some numbers that are slightly different that was in the staff report, but I think a couple things are worth noting. To date, we have processed 44 requests for reimbursement, and we're anticipating, based upon the feedback that we've gotten, that there's another 26 residents who will be doing the work on their own and submitting for reimbursement. The number of owners who now want the city to perform the replacement have increased from the original 163 to 203, so an additional 40. That's 9 more than was indicated in the staff report. And I think of great importance and significance is we've, over the course of the last 4 or 5 weeks, really put on a full court press to try to outreach the owners that are in the undecided, undetermined category that's listed there, and that number has decreased, as you can see, from 46 down to 18. So many of those owners have either decided for the city to replace, some of them we've deemed ineligible, and others have decided to replace them on their own. So what we're asking for the council tonight, we're recommending that the council authorize the award of the base contract to JMB in the amount of, adjusted amount of $1.216 million. Again, the details provided in the staff report. Their bid was about $5,900 higher than that, but they had a few math errors in their bid. When we did the tabulations, the correct bid amount is shown here, and JMB agrees to that bid amount. We've also are recommending that a construction budget be authorized, and the construction budget obviously would include the base bid amount, would include costs to construct the additional 40 laterals, would also include a construction contingency above that of 10% of the base bid amount, and then would include contract, city administration, inspection, and testing cost, for a total construction budget of $1.879 million as shown there. The other thing that staff is recommending is that we put in place a hard deadline of March 1st of this year for owners to respond. If I go back to this previous slide, you can see that between the undecided category, undetermined, and the non-responsive to date, we've got a total of 18 and 17 of 35 of those. So we have drafted a letter, and it's will be sent out most likely tomorrow or the next day via registered mail, certified mail, to those owners, giving them a hard deadline of the end of this month to respond, so that we know where they are, what their intentions are with this program. The March 1st deadline we think is realistic from the standpoint of if they indicate by March 1st that they want to be included in the city program, we'll have an adequate amount of time to negotiate those laterals with JMB, get a firm price, and include that work in their contract. If we go beyond that, we're really pushing the limits and it doesn't become feasible. Further, we think that since the initial program was approved and the number of notices that have been sent out to the owners, over the course of then it would be 15+ months, that's a more than adequate time for owners to respond. And then I just threw these pictures up there just to give the audience and the council an idea of some of the issues that are involved with some of the lateral replacements. The photo to the right shows some of the stuff that we're pulling out of the ground in terms of the existing sewer system. It's up there. You can see it's fairly bad shape. And then the other two photos just show some of the surface restoration that's involved, particularly when we have to do some open cut for these projects. So that concludes my presentation here, and I'm available to answer any questions the council may have.
Any questions for Harry? Ken?
Harry, in the beginning, what were we considering as far as an average replacement? You know, what is the going rate to replace a sewer lateral?
Oh, a dollar amount?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think originally we had a range because it's, some are simple where we can just do trenchless construction underneath lawn, to, as you can see here in these photos, open trench across, you know, whether it's pavers or other things. So the range on the low end is about 3,000, and on the high end up to 12,000.
Yeah. And the reason why I asked that question is because I did the math and everything, and we're at about an average of about $7,000.
Correct.
You know, for now, 193 of the properties. So I think you know, it's a good number. And considering, because that's what I was really concerned about when we started this program, was those few properties where the restoration was going to be a problem.
Correct.
And so I'm assuming that with all your documentation and correspondence with these property owners, that they know exactly what they're going to be receiving and ending up with after the installation.
Yes, that has been sort of the challenge of putting together this bid package, is to make sure that we define that and get agreement with the property owner in terms of what that surface restoration is going to be.
Wonderful. Great. Thank you.
Anyone else? Any action by the council?
I'll introduce the resolution.
Councilmember O'Connell.
Aye.
Councilmember Medina.
Aye.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Salazar.
Aye.
Mayor Ruane.
Aye. Item 10B.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
before you go on, I just wanted to add one comment, and that is, as Mr. Burrows indicated at the beginning of his comments, this has been a somewhat fluid process as we have attempted to make contact and then work with each of the residents in the neighborhood to determine what process best suits their individual needs. We still have some number of persons declining, but some number of persons who we have either not been able to contact or remain undecided, and again, that number is declining. But in the event that the funds that Harry has carefully evaluated and included in your action tonight are not sufficient to meet the demand from those that are currently undecided or unavailable to consult with us, and we learn quickly in the next 30 days that they are interested in joining on to this project, we'd just like to have said to you that that would be a reason, and probably the only reason, that we would need to return to you for additional appropriation.
Good. Understood.